And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Killian Powers live with you on High Button Sports for another lovely hockey Sunday, alongside my broadcast colleague Theo Yatcher. We are here for the Martello Bucks visiting the Dartmouth V's and/or Voyageurs. It's been an active weekend. The Martello Bucks dropped to 7th place on the season after a 5-1 loss to the Bazin Armada yesterday afternoon, and they're looking for a confidence booster to end the weekend. The Dartmouth Voyageurs are also looking for a confidence booster after they suffered a valiant 5-3 loss to the now 6th place Kings Hockey Club. A first-time ever brother versus brother matchup, as Joseph Ayette yesterday was called up to AAA for the Martello Bucks, and he'll be facing off against his brother Henry Ayette of the Dartmouth V's for the very first time here in AAA. It's looking to be an exciting afternoon of hockey. I'm pleasure to be with you this afternoon, and we'll get started with puck drop in just a few moments. Thank you so much for watching here on High Button Sports. And let's play some hockey, ladies and gentlemen. It's Sunday morning. Happy Sunday to everyone watching. We are excited again to be with you here on High Button Sports, again alongside my broadcast colleague Theo Yatra. I had to get that correct. Some players to watch for this one, the Martello Bucks. Lachlan Roach has been on a roll lately. 10 goals, 9 assists with 19 points, picking up another assist yesterday. Luc Mombourquette has 5 goals, but a whopping 10 assists for 15 points. And some players to watch on the V's. Braden Cound with 7 goals, 12 assists for a whopping 19 points on the season as we are underway here. Bucks won the face-off there, and just now dump it into the zone. A pass to Parsons. Parsons will get it along, and the V's will gain the zone. Ayette playing against his brother today for the first time. He'll get it back to the point, a shot, and a save by Fitzgerald. Brendan Fitzgerald in net for the Buccaneers today. He is 5-2 on the season with a save percentage of .889. And on the other end is Max Reed for the V's. He is 3-5 on the season with an .881 save percentage. Salmer will take the circle, but the Bucks will win the faceoff. Curtin, he's skating around looking for some options, but ultimately will pass it behind the net to Bailey. I should have researched that a little bit better. I apologize. Mahoney will gain the zone. Finding a little trouble tied up with the defender. He'll get some help at the corner. Down behind their own net are the Bucks. Hall gives him some trouble. Pass to Ross. Ilhart will skate. Tried to pass it to Solner, but Ayette picked it up on the left-hand side. Bailey. Oh, a pass in front and a backhander, but a wild hit by number 15. Carter Curtin was on that hit there as Gwen Timothy tried to gain the zone there for the Bucks. V's taking it in their own zone, having some trouble as both teams get a change. Cound will try and fight it out of there. V's trying to fight out of their own zone, having some trouble doing so. A pass in front, but a collision up in the center. A shot by the Bucks, and is patted aside by Reed. And dumped into the Bucks zone as they will regroup. Little under 2.5 gone so far. Both teams have a shot on goal. Both looking for a confidence boost as they both 8 losses yesterday. As Myra will backhand it to Belen. Belen will pass back out. As Joseph Ayette tried to take it into his own zone. He got called up yesterday for his first game with the Buccaneers, his first ever AAA game. Down to Ayette. Ayette will try and backhand it as he was being bum rushed by 2 V's. Morrison. He'll pass to Murphy. Murphy with a shot, and it just ricochets wide, or high rather. And a rebound attempt is thwarted by the glove of Reed. Just under 3 minutes gone in this one. Couple of shots on goal for both teams. Tie up on the draw. Quite a scramble at the center of the circle. And it is ultimately taken out of the zone by the V's. Coruscant tried to whiff it to McDonald, but he didn't handle it quite cleanly. He'll dump it to the corner. Taken behind the net. Trying to make a move there was Dowell. And passed along the boards there. Around the net, rather. Here's DeMille. DeMille passes to center, to Morris. Morris will dump, and the V's will get a fresh set of legs. A battle in the corner. In front is a little chip shot from DeMille as he was trying to keep it in the zone as the V's were getting a change. Morrison dumps it in. And McDonald will go for a change. And so will a majority of the Bucks line as they're trying to get something going. Tried to pass to DeMille in the center there, but was intercepted. Down the ice. Probert tried to get a backhanded pass, but no one was there. Osmond will take it into the Bucks zone. Back to Hall. Hall tried a snapshot, but didn't have the angle there. But he'll receive it back nonetheless. Osmond will take a shot, and that's patted away by Fitzgerald. Couple of shots, but both teams looking for that grade A opportunity still, as we are almost 5 minutes through this first period of play. And here's Cound. Cound's on a breakaway here. Here's a move. And Fitzgerald was with him the whole way. The net is dislodged, so we'll get a stoppage. Great discipline by Fitzgerald with staying with Cound the whole way through there. He must know that Cound has been on a roll lately with 12 assists and 7 goals, leading the team in points with 19. As we will have a draw to the right of Fitzgerald. 15:02 left to go. Oh, seems the official will change it over. It'll be to the left of Fitzgerald now. V's win the draw. Ayet tried to tap it, trying to create an opportunity in front. He will stay with it to the corner. Yulvari with a shot from the point, but it is ricocheted just wide. Dumped across to the other boards, to the other side of the boards. But V's fighting to keep it in. Ayet. A shot from the point is saved by Fitzgerald and covered. Jonah Carew, the captain of the V's. Great shot from the point as he will go for a change before this next draw. Saulnier will take the draw for the V's. About 14 and a half remaining in the first. Still plenty of puck to play in this first period. It's already been pretty competitive so far. Bucks trying to fight out of their own zone as Hiller knocked that one around the boards. Kept in by the defenseman, but eventually dumped along. Couple ricochets there. Pass back into the zone for Ujvari. Ujvari in front, but no pass there. A pass into center. Hiller. He poked it there, but it will go past the blue line. Another dump for the V's. Here come the Bucks now. Skating all the way is Probert. He tried a little poke shot there, but it is swallowed up by Max Reed. Jonathan Probert. He was looking for his 5th goal of the season there. He has quite a bit of assists though. 11 assists on the season for 15 points. And a little word with the official the V's head coach will have, as Brandon Cowan will check in for the V's. And he'll take the puck right off the draw. He's only got a man to beat. Tried to make a move. And a great job by Curtin to get in front. Great defense from the Bucks so far. Passes along to Probert. Probert passes for Kraus. Bailey will keep it in for the time being. Centering pass intended for Kraus, but intercepted by the V's. Back the other way. Tried to make a move, but regains the puck. A battle in the corner. On back to Osmond. Osmond doing everything he can to keep it in the zone, but it is fished out ultimately by the Bucks. Cound with a great defensive play to get it out of the V zone. Buccaneers regain the puck. They get a couple fresh sets of legs. Tried to make a move there, but unable to is Carter Myra. Hall will stick it out of the zone and dump it in for a chase. Belen, he'll pass across to Proem, but it is whistled offsides. A little shove from Hall after the whistle. Again, both of these teams looking for a confidence boost as the Buccaneers fell to 7th in the standings after the 5-1 loss to the Armada yesterday. And not much to be happy for, as if you're a V's fan, they are 10th in the league. And a loss yesterday doesn't add to matters, but a win today could be a great confidence booster, as we will get another stoppage for icing. 12 minutes to go here in this first period of play. Already been a pretty competitive one on both ends. Both goaltenders, Brendan Fitzgerald and Max Reed, pitching shutouts so far. Draws one by the V's, but then re-intercepted. A shot on the right-hand side. Nothing doing there. Murphy, he'll bounce pass it, and it'll go around. A couple tied up defenders there. A big hit by Proem, and kept in by Judge. Probert trying to contest Carew with that one, as it is fought out of the other end. We've seen a bit of an increase in pushes and shoves ever since that first one after the whistle. Both teams looking to get out of a rut here. As Morrison, he passes down to Osmond. Osmond will skate with some speed. He'll dump it through. Little fight there. Fought back in by Parsons, but Bailey will skate it back to center. Bailey to Gwen Timothy, who's calling for the puck. Couldn't get a correct stick on that, as there's a hit and a stoppage in play. And it looks like we are going to have a penalty coming up here. Looks like a hooking call on Parsons. Parsons will go to the box. There were a couple times where you could have guessed there would be a penalty for maybe a cross-check or something, but Parsons will go to the box for a hooking call. First power play for the Bucks. They are 15% on the power play, and the Voyageurs are 89% on the penalty kill. So this will be an uphill battle, to say the least. A scrum in the side. An attempted dump is thwarted. On to Murphy. Murphy will try a centering pass, but it is sticked away. Pass down to Myra. Myra. Back and forth with McKellen, but it is ultimately cleared by the V's. Murphy, he'll pass it to Myra, but McClellan will chase it over. Back down to Myra, as he'll skate into the zone with it. He makes a move or two, waiting for options. Down to Probert. Over to Murphy. Take a shot by McKellen, but it is just wide. Murphy, bounce past it. Down to his man in front. Murphy, he can move behind his net. McKellen, back to behind his net. Another shot. Save there. It is covered by the V's, by both the defensemen. Oh, and some extracurricular activity. Quite the intense game so far, as an initial save was made by Max Reed, And it looked like Morrison jumped McDonald, jumped right in once he saw the loose puck in the crease. Great defensive play, not leaving his goaltender hanging there, as the ensuing draw will come on the offside circle. 45 seconds left on the hooking penalty to Parsons. Belen, he'll pass it through to Sullivan. Sullivan will take a shot, but that's patted away by Reed. The rebound, and it was just missed. Pass behind the net. A shot in front, but it is just wide. Sullivan will take it again, and another shot, and that's gloved away by Reed. 9:04 left to go in the first, and 27 seconds left on the hooking call to Parsons, resulting in the Bucks power play. V's looking to kill this one off. They've been doing great at that so far this season. 89% on the penalty kill. As Probert falls in a valiant attempt to keep it in the zone. Flicked on to Belen. Belen back to his man a little bit deeper. Sullivan with another shot. He's had a couple of good looks on this power play. Great effort on Theoropoulos. Theoropoulos with some viciousness there. But then it is ultimately carried on by Yolhart. The penalty is up, so both teams are back to full strength as the V's fight into the Bucks zone. And that pass to the point was missed. No icing call, as Kowarski will take it behind his own net as both teams get a change. Kowarski trying to figure out what to do with it. Passes the puck on there, intercepted by the Bucks. Centering pass. Oh, another steal, my number 8. Cohen Dodge, he kept it in. Parsons had a stick on that one, so no icing. Ayette, he'll keep it in the zone for the moment, as Timothy chased that one all the way to the zone. Another dump back the other way, as Mahoney, he eats a hit and then dishes out one to Cuomo. Oh, another slip and spill. Another hit. Quite the physical game. No one has blinked yet as far as scoring. And back into center ice we go. Belen, he beats Hall. He's just got one to beat, but he ran out of room. Carew and Hall, though, or Carew and Belen, excuse me. Sullivan will take it at center. He tried a centering pass to Morrison, but didn't have the right angle. Pass to Belen again. Sticks a bouncing puck. He'll take a shot, and it's blockered away by Max Reed. Another centering pass, but no one was there. V's will dump and change, as Bucks will set up a play here. Pass all the way across to Carew's, but it was just a bit too far. That will fall for an icing. We'll go to the other end. 6:18 remaining in this one. Or in this first period of play. It's been quite the eventful game so far, with the Bucks certainly being aggressive, thanks to the assist on the power play. Saulnier wins the draw. He'll pass to Hall. Hall with a shot, and that's easily gloved by Fitzgerald. Bucks will get a change before we have another draw to the right of Fitzgerald. Taken in the defensive end by the Bucks. A bounce pass is thwarted by Carew. Great job keeping it in the zone. Kept back in. Big hit on Hall, and there will be a call. That was quite the hit on Hall, and McKellen will be going to the penalty box for that one. Big boarding call. And the V's will go on their first power play. They are 19% on the power play for scoring. The Buccaneers are 77% successful on the penalty kill. Here's a slapper from the center. As Mahoney trying to create maybe a shorthanded opportunity as he dumps it into the corner and chases. He's fighting against 3 defenders, one of whom lost his stick, but regained it. Cruz being a thorn in the side of the power play opportunities here as a bouncing puck is sticked onto Ayet. Ayet will gain the zone, trying to fight off 2 Buccaneers as he looks for a center pass in front, but not the right angle. Taken from beyond the net. Carew, he'll dish to Ayet. Ayet. He'll try and stick that one to Ross. Ross able to receive it. Pass along to the other side of the point. Oh, and here's an interception. Caruso, he'll score. He went all the way from end to end. He kept it on his backhand most of the skate there, and he made a nice little move to get it in the top corner of Max Reed's crease. It is 1-0. I believe that will go unassisted. And that is Carew's 5th goal of the season. So, following the unassisted intercepted goal of Carew's, it is now a 1-0 game in favor of the Bucks as that is dumped into the V zone. Passed along and stick to Parsons. Parsons will pick up some speed. He'll gain the zone. Parsons with a shot, and that is gloved by Fitzgerald. 4:25 remaining. And, a big note I forgot to mention, that was a shorthanded goal by the Buccaneers, as there is still 30 seconds remaining in the McClellan call for boarding. As Parsons sticks it away for Hall, here's a shot. A bouncing puck in front. An accidental save, another rip. And it is just wide. Taken at the point. Hall will take it on the left side. A pass in front. Oh my goodness, that shot. It looked like it beat Fitzgerald for a moment there, but squeezed wide. Cound tried to stick it to his man on the other side, but it is forced out by the Bucks. Penalty expires as the V's are trying to fight back into their zone. Hall, he's looking for some help, and another shot is patted away by Fitzgerald. Morrison, he tried a dump, but that one will fall out of play. 3:35 remaining in this first period. V's trying to even the score at 1. They had a couple of great looks, and it looked like maybe one could have gotten through had the puck not has been so wild on the bounce. Fitzgerald was out of his crease for a moment there. Saulnier wins it as Morrison will take a modest shot at best there. But it is fought out of their own zone by the Bucks. Probert, he'll skate across with another shot, but that went off a shin guard. Fought out the other way. But again, dumped into the V zone. Oh. Looked like Monburquette got a stick on that one. He'll fight and keep it in the zone so the Bucks can set up. Monburquette fighting through some trouble there. A centering pass is intercepted by Saulnier. He is shoved aside as Boleyn and Probert nearly running into each other there, but Probert almost dumping it out of his own zone. Here's Snow. Snow will pass on to Ayet. Ayet will take a shot. Looks like both brothers are on the ice, both Ayet brothers. And here we go. Ayet will take it behind his own net as his little brother will go for a change. Hiller. He'll try to pass it along, but that is thwarted by the stick of Morrison. Morrison tried a centering pass, but the stick of Ayet shut any opportunity of that down. Sticked along for Murphy will stick it for Morrison. A bouncing puck. And eventually Morrison gets it at the point. A shot falls just wide to the left. Another shot is blocked by a shin guard of a Voyager. Murphy will take it at the other end. But that hit will cause the puck to go out of the zone. Sullivan tried to dump it. These trying to clear it out of their own zone. A scrum in the side. Murphy keeps it in at the point for the moment, but it is cleared out again by the V's. Sullivan was waiting. He tried to pick up some speed as there was a big hit. The physicality has only been amped up since that one shove after the whistle. Here's a centering pass for Krause, but not the right angle. Another shot is patted away by Reed. Dumped again for Bailey. Krause trying to stick it around two V's and a Buccaneer there. And a small scrum at the other end. A modest shot. And it will be dumped out along the glass for the V's. McDonald trying to stay ever steadfast in creating an opportunity as Carew will fight it out of the zone. Bailey will make sure it stays in, but an offsides call will prompt a change for the Buccaneers. Here come the V's. Carew. And it looks like Carew caught a stick in the hand. He'll go to the bench. And that will be a slashing call. It appears it will be a slashing call anyway. As Carew is tending to himself there after he got the worst end of a stick. Looks like there will be no slashing call after that. Perhaps. And that will do it for the end of the first period as we get some extracurricular activity and chirps from Parsons. And a very competitive 1-0 game at the end of one. We will see you for the second period in just a moment. And we are back with you, ladies and gentlemen, from the first intermission. It was a very active first period for both teams, very physical, as both teams are looking for a confidence booster after suffering losses yesterday. We were even on the shots on goal at 8, despite the unassisted shorthanded goal by Jackson Krause for the Buccaneers in the first, making that the difference maker in this 1-0 game. As DeMille will step in for the V's to take the draw, and Probert will step in for the Buccaneers. We are underway in the second period here at the historic St. Margaret's Center in Tantallon, Nova Scotia. Pleasure to be with you. As Probert centers a pass, and it goes just high over the head of Max Reed. Murphy will stick it into the zone, as Ayette will take it behind his own net. Ayette having some trouble controlling that. He'll stick it. Morris will try and chase it, as Prohim sticks it over to Dodge at the point. Dodge will take a shot. It's sticked by Prohim, rather. A battle on the side, as it is fought out by the V's, but eventually thwarted by Probert. A pass down the way to intended for Dodge is sticked away, as Ayette and McKellen are tied up, and it looks like we will have a hooking call potentially, I believe. What's that? And the Buccaneers will have their second power play, as Ayette will go to the bench for a head tackle. Gotta make sure we're keeping our heads in check here. It will be a 4-minute double minor for the head call on Ayette. We mentioned earlier in the broadcast his younger brother on the Buccaneers, Joseph. He just got called up to AAA in yesterday's game against the Armada, as a pass across to McKellen wasn't quite received as well as intended. Bucks trying to extend their 2-0 lead, or extend their 1-0 lead to 2, as they have quite the time to do so. A shot by McDonald is by Morrison rather. McKellen, he'll pass out, but it is ultimately cleared back out. Myra, he'll assess his options. McKellen, he'll gain the zone. Morrison, he waits. He'll leave it for Murphy. Murphy, he'll take a shot, and it is swallowed up by Max Reed. Both teams will go get a change before the next draw. That was quite the hit by Ayette. There is 2:52 left in the double minor. One by the Bucks. Stick to Bailey. Bailey, he'll pass. And another shot, and scores! Boleyn. He shot that one from the point, and it just squeaked by Max Reed. J. Castle Boleyn, that's his third goal of the season. And that will extend the Buccaneers' lead to 2. With the assist going to Cameron Bailey. That is his 7th assist on the season. As the draw is won by the Buccaneers, they skate into the zone. Still a little under 2 minutes on the double minor. The score does not erase the penalty. A pass in front, thwarted by the V's, and it looks like Crown will take advantage of the empty net. He's trying to find an opportunity behind the net, as it looks like Fitzgerald got a little caught up with that puck there. A skating shot by Monberquette is patted away by Reed. 16:52 remaining in the second. 1:16 remaining on the double minor to Ayette. Buccaneers still on the power play. They lead by 2. Here's a shot by Murphy. It goes off the shin of Oldham. It is dumped down and fielded a little bit more clean by Fitzgerald, as he will stick it on to Myra rather. Myra to McKellen. McKellen will gain the zone. He'll have some trouble as he sticks it back to Myra. Myra to the other end. Murphy bounce passes it to Prodham. Murphy with a shot, and that hit a stick and flies out of play. Jay Kessel-Boleyn had his 3rd goal of the season, and that will count for the 2nd goal of the game for the Buccaneers. It is still 2-0. About half a minute left in the double minor to Ayette. Murphy fighting through a couple of V's. He will continue after some help from Monberquette. Monberquette will pass along to Myra. Myra back to Murphy. Murphy back to the point for Myra. Myra will take a shot. It's sticked away by Reed, and a high stick call. There will be another draw. Both teams will get a change before that next draw. 15:45 remaining in the first. 9 seconds to go on the double minor to Ayette for the V's. One in the defensive zone by the V's. 2 seconds and 1, and Ayette is out of the box. Both teams back to full strength. Some physicality in the corner. V's really need to get out of their own zone if they want to create an opportunity, and that is what they do. Skated along. Osman calling for the puck, but it is intercepted by Bailey. Pass along to Mahoney. Mahoney's all alone. Centered pass, he scores! He went 5-hole with that one, as the Buccaneers extend their lead to 3. Logan Mahoney gets his 3rd goal of the season, as the Buccaneers extend their lead just after that penalty expired for the V's. Mahoney will step to the center to take the draw. It is won by the Buccaneers. Boleyn takes it back from his own zone. He'll try and dump it, and that centering pass falls all the way down for an icing. We'll go to the other end. 14:55 remaining in the second period. Mahoney tried another dump pass, and it is covered at the other end by Max Reed. We'll get a face-off all the way at the other end. Mahoney, the 3rd goal scorer, he'll step in to take the draw for the Bucks. Kept in by Boleyn. Mahoney will pass it along the boards. Sticked out. Oh, it is sticked out. Ross has all alone ice. He's got someone catching up with him. It looks like Mahoney. And the ref has his arm up. He's just waiting for a Bucks touch. And will we get a shot or a... It appears we will just get a power play for the hooking call to Mahoney, as there was a big breakaway on the other end for the V's. Mahoney trying to get back. Unfortunately, an illegal hooking took place in his efforts, so we will get the second V's power play of the game. V's unsuccessful on their first one. Again, they are 19% successful on the power play, as these rowdy Voyageurs fans, they're hungry for a goal. Face-off won by the V's, kept in by Carew. Carew to Ayet. Ayet skates around, back to Carew, who takes a shot at the point, and it goes just wide. Murphy will take it. He'll attempt to dump it, but that's chested out, or chested back in. Yuljari fighting with it. He'll try a backhander. Another backhander on the other side by Ayet. Falls just high and wide. And a slip and a fall by Ayet. He couldn't receive the pass. It is dumped out. 1:20 remaining in the hooking call to Mahoney. Pass along to Ayet. Ayet's trying to skate and receive that one. He'll receive it at the boards. Another move. Centering pass. It went through two sticks of the V's, and the centering shot wasn't much better. And another dump for the Bucks. Carews and Ayet trying to fight for it, as Max Reed doesn't see anyone until Ayet assists him there. Ross, he'll take it across center, fighting through a couple of Bucks. He'll regain the puck just for a moment, but it is again dumped away from the Bucks. Great penalty kill by the Buccaneers. They are 77% on that, but you will undoubtedly see an improvement after this one. DeMille on to Osmond, who took a shot. It's patted away by Fitzgerald. Kraus. He'll take a shot. Swallowed up by Fitzgerald. V's with a valiant couple of efforts, or a couple of great looks, rather. But some good defense by the Buccaneers combined with some nice goaltending from Fitzgerald keeps it at a 3-0 game. 15 seconds left in the hooking call to Mahoney. That puck is cleared out, dumped for a pass out from Parsons. Parsons will receive it back behind the blue line. He battles with Dodge. 3 V's come to the rescue, as looks like we have another call coming, or is it an offsides perhaps? It appears to be an offsides, as both teams will get a change. Osmond trying to give it to the referee, who's unsuccessful. 12:17 remaining in the second period, as the Bucks take it in their defensive zone. Murphy, he'll dump it off the glass. And Morrison will pick it up at his own end. The battle of two Morrisons here. One behind the net, one in front. As Dodge. Unsure if they're related, those two Morrisons. We have two Ayets and their brothers facing off in this one for the first time. Count, the captain of the V's, tried to pass it to his assistant Osmond, but it is intercepted by the Buccaneers. Passed all the way along to Kraus. He's trying to fight it out of the corner and maybe wait for some help, but it is ultimately taken back by Osmond. Osmond. He'll pass it down. Crowd will fight out with a Buccaneer. Buccaneers skate the other way. Morrison. He'll take it from behind the net. Sticked over to Sullivan. Sullivan takes a hit, and it is cleared out. Quite the elbows up hits since that third goal, as maybe some frustration seeking in, and maybe some wanting to prove some self-worth from the Buccaneers. Osmond. Oh, and a shot after the whistle. He'll catch some flack for that. Some extracurricular activity is being ultimately separated by the refs. That's one golden rule of hockey. You do not shoot after a whistle. It doesn't look like there was any intent there. I think Osmond was already in motion for that, as the referees will settle things down. 10:45 remaining in the second period. As the draw will come to the offside circle on the blocker side of Fitzgerald. Waiting for someone to get out and take the draw. And it'll be Braden Crowd of the V's. Oh, he swaps with Morris. As that is dumped in for the V's. Morris skating on to chase. He'll be stopped. Kept in by Crowd, trying to create an opportunity, but thwarted by the Buccaneers. Buccaneers will dump and chase as Mom Burkett chases on the other end. He'll wait. It'll be stick through. Curtin keeps it in for the Bucks. Tried a centering pass. Mom Burkett with a shot in the narrowest of margins. As Mom Burkett skates it all the way around, he'll pass to the other side of the point. Curtin back to a shot from the point is swallowed by Max Reed. Bailey with that shot, as there is 10 minutes exactly. We are halfway through this second period of play. And this would signify we are halfway through the game. Halfway home, ladies and gentlemen. 3-0 game. Very competitive 3-0 game. You wouldn't know it if you were just watching without the scoreboard. It's been very physical by both teams. As Dodge tried to center it in front for Joseph Ayette. It is cleared out as Dodge. He's skating with some trouble. Murphy tried to pass it to Prodham, but he couldn't field that bouncing puck as cleanly as he intended. And it is dumped to the other end and covered by Fitzgerald. Both teams will get a change before the ensuing draw, as Saulnier and Mahoney will take the draw. It is won by the V's and kept into the zone, and that dump is gloved by the glove of Fitzgerald. Will do it again. Mahoney and Saulnier taking the draw again. Here's a shot by McKellen. And someone lost their stick as Morrison sticks it out of the zone. Carew dumps it in for the V's. Ross trying to chase in, but Belen takes it behind his net, unable to field it cleanly. There's a puck in front, but it is ultimately taken back out. Theoropoulos, he'll take it out. It's Timothy. Timothy around his own net, but that puck fell behind. Theo Horopoulos. Stick it around there. Pass to the point. Another pass to Theoropoulos. Mahoney trying to fight out of it. And the bouncing puck will fall back into the corner. Then off to the V's. And here they come the other way. He's got Ross on the other side, but that was another one. Another shot is patted away by the blocker of Fitzgerald and dumped out. Ayette will chase behind his own net. He's got McKellen on his tail as Ayette fielding some pressure. Cowan tried to help him out at the point. V's trying to get something going here. They're down 3-0. A little bit more than halfway through the second. Osmond, he'll take it behind his own net. Trying to look for options. A pass to Coarson. Coarson will take a shot. It's patted away by Fitzgerald and dumped out. Ayette skating again, trying to beat the legs of McKellen. As Reed tried to stick that one out, but it was received by the Buccaneers. They'll take a shot. It is patted away by him. Another scrum behind. Another backhander. And ever solid is Reed in that regard. Osmond. Centering pass. Another shot. And is gloved away quite easily by Fitzgerald. He just made that look easier than it was. That was quite the snapshot from Ethan Parsons. .7:01 remaining in the second period. Buccaneers took a commanding 3-0 lead in the first, and we have not had much scoring since. As Morrison keeps it in for the V's. And it is dumped out by the Buccaneers. Sullivan trying to keep it in the zone to set up another opportunity. It is dumped out. Offsides call. As Morrison will chase behind his own net and look for some options. It is skated along, but ultimately stick back to the Bucks. Bailey will pass across, and it is a stick to Sullivan at center. Sullivan will gain the zone. Sullivan who shot across, but nothing doing on that one. Morrison sticks across as Dodge passes to his partner. Morrison, he'll take it across center, and he'll dump for a chase by his teammates at the other end. Theoropoulos. He'll wait, shot from the point, and it is wide. Another puck in front. It's dumped out and taken by Murphy. Buccaneers get a change, and so do the V's. McKellen, Murphy tried to stick that one away. Joseph Ayette. He'll pass and keep it in there. Probert tried to pass across, but it was interrupted by a V. Myra trying to pass across to either Murphy or Ayette. Hard to tell who. Either way, they get it back into the zone. Here comes Ayette. Oh, he had a nice look there, but couldn't get the stick right on it. Theoropoulos trying to fight through some people there. I'm sorry, that's Mom Burkett. My apologies. Valiant effort by Mom Burkett, but it is thwarted by Muse. He'll skate across. And didn't have much help once he got across the blue line. As the V's were making a change. Muse sticking with Mom Burkett the whole way through, though. Loose puck in front is ultimately patted away. And then an attempted dump. And there will be no delay of game as it was an attempted dump. That fell out of play. 4:16 remaining in the second period. Draw one by the V's. As Carew. He'll bounce, pass it across. And that saucer pass is intercepted by Curtin. Waiting for a setup. Theoropoulos will regain it at the corner. A snapshot from the point was patted away by Reed. Bailey will go chase it, and it will come back down for an icing. 3:42 remaining in the second. I would say most of the offensive chances definitely favor the Buccaneers in this second period. They lead 3-0. V's have been trying to get something going most of the period. But usually, once they cross the blue line, they are usually unsuccessful, as Theoropoulos is trying to fight behind his own net. He'll pass to the point, dodge, pass across to Murphy, who will take a shot, and it is patted away by Reed. Pass across. Here's Murphy again, and another great shot is swallowed up by the chest protector and glove of Reed. 3:19 to go, as both teams will get a change before the ensuing draw. The bouncing puck is stick to Mahoney. Mahoney tried to center it for McKellen there, as the bouncing puck comes around the board. Stick to the corner. Probert, stick to Murphy. Murphy with another shot from the point. A rebound from McKellen, but it falls just wide. A centering pass to Probert is intercepted by Cowan. Cowan tried to get him out of his own zone, but a great job by Probert. A pass across, but that shot by Probert he just ran out of room before the shot there. As McKellen, he'll get it to Murphy, and that puck will fall out of play after the dump attempt by Murphy. As the V's will get a full line change, and the Bucks will just get a defenseman change. 2.5 to go in this second period of play here at the historic St. Margaret Center in Tantallon, Nova Scotia. Glad to be here with you for another fantastic hockey Sunday, as Proem sticks it to Probert. Probert is dealing with some pressure there, as it is sticked back to the point by Myra. Myra to McKellen. McKellen took a nice wrister, but it is swallowed up by Max Reed. Well, despite the V's being down by 3-0, they still have quite a rowdy crowd on hand of parents and family alike. Again, it is the holiday season, so I'm sure lots of family members want to see their sons do well here, as Myra took a shot from the point, and it is patted away by Reed again. Myra with another centering pass, potentially. Not sure what that was supposed to be, as it is finally kept back along by the V's. Morrison trying to create an opportunity, but it is cleared out to the bench, and it falls out towards the bench of the V's. Just under 2 minutes of play to go here in the second. And finally, after the last couple of minutes of it just being one-end hockey, we will have a face-off on the Buccaneers' end, as Osmond will step in to take the draw with Morrison. It is won by the V's. Warski, he'll take a shot that goes way wide. Bailey tried to pass to Kraus there, ends up being dumped. It's taken by Hall. Hall will pass along. Snow is contested there, but Osmond will take a shot. It is patted away by Fitzgerald. Osmond back to the point, not fielded as cleanly as they would have liked, as there was a nice bouncing puck there. Osmond across center, trying to figure out where that puck is. It's been quite the nasty little bugger, as Muse took a shot, and it is swallowed up by Fitzgerald. 1:12 remaining in the second period. Yeah, I think the ice needs a resurfacing very soon here. The puck has been bouncing more than a chicken nugget on high in the microwave. We will redo the draw. Doesn't look like the teams were set. But here's another shot. It's patted away by Fitzgerald. Morrison dumping it into the corner, but ultimately taken away by the stick of Bailey. Bailey, he'll dump it across the glass. Carew attempted to keep it in, but it went just past the blue line. Passed along. Tied up with the defender, but Carew, he'll take it across the blue line, looking for options. He'll pass in front to Saulnier, but he didn't have his stick quite ready for that one. Back across the other way, Kraus Kept it on his backhand as the Bucks gain the zone. Half a minute remaining in the second. Oh! There was a rebound off the shot, and it looks like it was sticked in by number 4, Oliver Morrison. That was quite the skirmish there, but Morrison came up with the other end of it. That is his 8th goal of the season. And it is now a 4-0 hockey game. Probert steps in after that wonky 4th goal by the Buccaneers. Oh, but back the other way. Osman will take a shot. And it is patted away by Fitzgerald. A little bit of extracurricular activity is simmered down by the officials. 17.3 seconds remaining in this second period. The captain, Cowan, will gain the circle. He'll draw with Mahoney as Ayet will dump it through. He's skating through. He's hungry for something today. And here come the V's. 4 seconds as they dump it. But that saucer dump is gloved by Fitzgerald, and that will... I believe it was gloved just before the second period expired, so we might have a couple of seconds to burn here. We will see about it from the officials. And it appears they will let the second period expire? We're waiting on word from the officials here if we have a couple of seconds left to still burn. The ZAM doors appear to be opening, so I believe... I'm not sure what's happening. They're having a word with the assistant captain of the V's, as the V's will skate off. Might have some insight here. Okay. Well, that'll do it for the second period, folks. We will be back with the third here on High Button Sports Hockey Sunday. And we are back with you, High Button Sports, Hockey Sunday. Rocking with you here, Killian Powers, live on the call with you. Alongside my broadcast colleague, Theo. You're going to have to remind me again, Theo. Iatro. I'll have to get used to that. Pleasure to be alongside with you as the V's take the ice here. The Buccaneers await their arrival. They tacked on another 2 goals off the stick of Morrison and Mahoney. So it is a 4-0 game going into this third period. We'll see how this shakes out. The second period heavily favored the Buccaneers. They had the majority of the scoring chances. However, and they currently lead the shots on goal markers 20-19. These have had a couple of good chances, but nothing significant offensively. They've had some great defensive plays to combat it. We will see how things shake out in this third period. We're all set to go here. Both teams rested, rejuvenized, and ready for the third period. Saulnier will take the circle for the V's. And that is won by the V's, dumped down as Murphy will take it at the other end. McKellen. He'll pass along to Ayette. He'll leave the puck for Probert. McKellen, he didn't have enough grip on his skates there as he tried to take a nice slapper from the point. Didn't work out for him. Murphy shuffling through some pressure as he dishes to McKellen. McKellen trying a little poke there, but it is sticked away by Reed. A shot from the point by Ayette is patted away by Reed. Count that first shot on goal for little Joseph Ayette, who was called up to AAA yesterday. As Murphy down to McKellen, but McKellen will try to field his own. Tried to field his own missed pass there as it is dumped for a change for both sides. Pass down to Ross for the V's, and Cound received that in the zone, but it appears the V's were offside. We will have a stoppage and a redraw as Cound is waiting at the offside circle. Cound and Mahoney. Tie up on the draw, ultimately won by the Bucks. On to Timothy. Timothy will gain the zone. He'll take a shot. It's patted away and swallowed up by Max Reed. Max Reed has had a good couple of saves so far. Been good at getting square to the shooter. The fourth and most recent goal was on a little skirmish there, taken advantage by Morrison. As the Bees skate the other way, Cound is tied up with someone. As the backhander doesn't work for the V's. Cleared out as the V's have to clear out before they are ruled offsides. Komarski. He'll pass across to his partner, and his partner bounced past it, intended for Parsons. Taken back by the Bucks, and that pass across to Gwynn Timothy falls down for an icing. 18:05 remaining in the third. V's trying to put a dent in this 4-0 lead as they skate back down to the Buccaneers zone. Draw will be to the glove side of Brendan Fitzgerald. It is won defensively by the Buccaneers. No icing as it was touched by the stick of Carew. He'll take it behind his own net. And that pass is intercepted. A shot. It is saved. That puck was squeaking out, but a great cover by Max Reed. As the Buccaneers will get a small change. And we'll do it again to the glove side of Max Reed. Draw one and sticked on by Ayet. Won by the Bucks, rather. Carew and Morris were trying to figure out who was going to take that puck as it is dumped to the other end. Rolling puck taken and passed back by Fitzgerald. Boleyn. He'll go behind his own net, look for options. McDonald's pressuring behind his net. Morrison coming in front, but the Bucks take it out of their zone. Probert. No offside signaled by the refs, as it looked like Monberquette was trying to skate out of his own zone, out through a couple of V's. He centered that pass in front of the goalie, in front of Reed. It ran into a field of V's. Quite the physical game, as DeMille and Monberquette are tied up. And some choice words being said by the V's crowd as they are upset they aren't getting a call. DeMille and Monberquette are still tying themselves up as Ayet sticks it along to Probert. And finally we will get a stoppage. It looks like we will have a penalty. Looks like I'm sorry. DeMille will go to the box after that tie-up. It looks like, is that a hooking? Indeed. We will get an exact call for you folks, but it looks like the Buccaneers will go on the power play on the call to DeMille. V's fans very vocal towards the officials on that call, and I do believe they feel the call should have gone the other way. Nonetheless, the draw is won by Morrison, trying to create another offensive opportunity and extend that lead to 5. Murphy, he'll take it on the other side. Pass down to McKellen. McKellen will look for options. Monberquette, and a shot in front is taken aside. Murphy, back down to McKellen. McKellen, he'll skate, look for options, as Monberquette will pass it to Myra. Myra on the glove side. The point to Murphy. Murphy to McKellen. McKellen back to Myra. Myra will fire, but what a block there by number 10. A block there by the V's, and it looks like we will have another stoppage for offsides. Both teams will get a change there, as number 10 Snow blocked that whopper of a shot, as the Buccaneers were trying to set up for their 5th goal. Pass down to Boleyn. Boleyn will skate across center and eventually gain the zone. Boleyn looks for options. Pass to the point to Sullivan, who takes a shot. That one is ricocheted and bounced wide. Pressured on the back by Morris, as it is passed to Sullivan. Sullivan back across. Looks like Bailey is able to endure the pressure. Back to Bailey. Bailey handles, waits. Boleyn at the point. He skates a couple feet in front as the shot is patted away by Reed. 20 seconds left to go on the hooking call. That one is blocked by Hillier. Hillier to McDonald. McDonald back to Hillier. He's got no one in front, but there's a shot, and that's patted away by Fitzgerald. Back behind their own net. And both teams are back to full strength as Monberquette, he gains the zone. Tried to get it to Sullivan, but it eventually gets back to him. Sullivan trying to go the other way as he leaves it for Murphy. Murphy squeezes through a defender and comes around the corner. Murphy back down to Dodge. Dodge couldn't field it very cleanly as Morris will chase down to the other end. Pass down. Saulnier will put it into the zone. It's offsides. They'll clear back out. Buccaneers get a small change as V's pass across into the zone. And Morris couldn't field it cleanly with the pressure from Theoropoulos. Excuse me. Koroski fights at the blue line to try and keep it in. Eventually won back by the Buccaneers. Kowarski. He'll skate back to his own end, bounce it off the boards. It's bounced right back to him by a Buccaneer. And trying to figure out what to do with it, Saulnier. Pass all the way down. Ujavari was trying to be in position for that across center. Tried to take it across behind his own net as Boleyn assists the Buccaneers in regaining the zone. A centering pass to Mahoney doesn't fall as intended. It's kept in at the point by the Buccaneers. Dumped out, an attempted dump by Ujavari. I'm sorry, that wasn't Ujavari, but he dumps it for V's much needed change of legs. Passed around as Hall will take it from his other end. Ayet with some pressure. He's trying to gain a spot on the Buccaneers team as he was called up just a day ago. Here's Halstead. Back at the other end. V's really trying to get it out of their own zone as Ayet will backhand it, and it's patted away by Reed. Ayet fighting through some defenders. It's back at the point as Curtin tried to fire that one as he was falling out of the blue line. Count, they tried to dump and get that past to Count. He would have had a nice breakaway had they were able to get it to him, but Hall takes it from back behind his own net. Tic-tac-toe behind the net. And that pass not fielded as cleanly as Parsons would have liked it, that's for dang sure. 11:15 remaining in regulation here as Morrison dumps it back down to the Buccaneers zone. Ayet trying to field it cleanly and get it out. Osmond to Morrison. Morrison will take a shot from the point. It is patted away by Fitzgerald. Buccaneers trying to clear it out of their zone as Count trying to keep it in to get some form of offensive opportunity as Murphy was on his stomach trying to combat Count. His efforts are rewarded with a rush back the other way from the Buccaneers. Little scrum in the side. Both men are tied up, and a shot goes wide from the point. Morrison had a stick on that as it falls back down. Carew goes to retrieve. Carew to Morrison. V's trying to get back out, trying to create some semblance of a good offensive opportunity. They have yet to have one here in the third. Just a couple of good shots. As Morrison falls to his knees, trying to field that puck. Tried to center and pass, but everyone was trying to assist at the side. And back the other way is Probert. Probert with a shot! And a great glove save from Max Reed. Great handle on that. That puck had some mustard. Just under 10 minutes to go here in the third period. In the second period, the Buccaneers took a 4-0 commanding lead, and nothing doing yet from the V's. At the moment, Fitzgerald is pitching a shutout as that is dumped to the other end by Morrison. Crown battles with Saulnier as Ayet trying to dump it out of the V's zone. Kraus. He's being pressured by Ayette. He'll do a centering pass. That backhanded... There was a backhanded attempt off the rebound, but that net came slightly dislodged, so we will get a stoppage at 9:15 remaining in regulation. Both teams will get a change before the ensuing draw to the glove side of Max Reed. Probert wins it for his team as Bailey takes it at the point. Pass to McKellen. McKellen. He'll make some moves. Trying to fight out of pressure. Unable to do so. A pass down to Morris. It was just too far for the stick of Morris as Hall dumps it back out and Bailey will skate down. It will be back at the other end for icing. 8:51 remaining to go in this one. And we'll do it again. Probert steps in. And another win of the draw from the Buccaneers as Bailey took a modest shot from the point. It is gloved and covered by Max Reed. And we will do it one more time. Glove side of Max Reed. All fresh legs, so no need for a change for either team. Dump down to the point. Probert. Back to McKellen. McKellen fighting with Kowarski. He wins that battle, trying to make some moves there. But here comes McDonald and the V's. McDonald dumps it. Morris will chase and try and fight with Bailey. And wait for some help, hopefully. McDonald, he tried to hit there with some pressure. 2 V's. Trying to keep it in, trying to set up some form of offense. But it is once again thwarted and dumped by the Buccaneers. McKellen takes it on the blocker side, but it is thwarted by the defense of the V's. As Kowarski will dump it down. That went off the stick of Ross. Here's a shot. Oh, and it's blocked. And looks like we have a defender down on the Buccaneers side. He's a little slow to get up. Another shot goes just wide. Cohen Dodge on the block for that for the Buccaneers. Another shot and rebound is covered by Fitzgerald as Cohen Dodge will head to the bench after that shot. Looks like it went off his wrist there. That can't feel good. Draw is won by the Buccaneers. Taken back by as Olmsted had a nice look and rebound. But it was again patted away by Fitzgerald, who is pitching a shutout so far. These will battle as Yuljari tried to keep it in, but was thwarted by the Buccaneers. Scrum in the corner as Olmsted lost his balance there. Here's a shot by Ross, and that's patted away. A scrum in the corner, regained by the Buccaneers. A little under 6.5 to go in this one. It's been a pleasure to be with you. Killian Powers on call. Here with High Button Sports Hockey Sunday. As it is dumped back down to the Buccaneers sides. Curtin will pass to Bailey. Bailey back. Oh my goodness, what a hit by Parsons. And we are going to get a stoppage. And it looks like Bailey is slow to get up after that hit. Boy howdy. I mean, it looked like a relatively clean hit. It was pretty hard, despite it looked pretty harsh hit there by Parsons. There's got to be some frustration leaking through for the V's as they are down 4-0, and thankfully Bailey is able to get to his feet and skate off. Oh, no, excuse me, sorry, I thought I saw him get up, but it looks like he is still being tended to by the Buccaneers medical assistant. Unable to tell. It's kind of in a weird corner for us here at High Button, so hopefully everything is fine and we won't have to go into the pocketbook as he slowly gets up. Our crowd on hand is thankful he is able to. Small pat on the back by his teammate Fitzgerald. And it's one of those moments where we remember that this is indeed just a game, ladies and gentlemen. As we're a little under 6 minutes to go as we can continue to play hockey here. That's one and taken by Joseph Ayette. Ayette tried to pass it through. It's taken back by the V's. Parsons. He had that big hit on Baylor, and he follows it up with another big hit on Murphy. Murphy's got another shot in front there. And it is patted away again. Another puck in front. It's batted away. Here comes Ayette. He leads the charge for the Buccaneers. Dumps it in, and him and his brother, they're tied up there. Finally on the ice together again. We noted earlier in the broadcast that Joseph Ayette had been called up to play against his brother Henry. And it looks like the coaches have kept them off the same lines for the most part up until, despite a couple of them. Here's Joseph, who had a nice puck on his stick there. But the reshot is patted away. Let's go. 7 in the red zone. Draw one by the V's. Just under 5 minutes to go. As it is taken by Muse. Muse passes to Snow. Snow's dealing with some pressure there. Morse tried to center it for Muse, but it was intercepted by the Buccaneers. Pass to Cruz. He got a stick on it, trying to get it at the other end. He'll hold. A centering pass is patted away by Reed. As Kraus wipes out at the other end. Goes for another centering pass. Morrison was tied up. Physicality has been upped a little since that massive hit by Parsons on Bailey. As Morrison skates up, he'll take a shot. A rebound is thwarted there. Here come the V's. Snow. Snow battling with Kraus. And Muse trying to pick it up in the corner. Pass across. Carew. He'll dump it across to Muse. Muse couldn't field it. He'll dump, and the V's will get a change. 3.5 remaining in this one. It's been an active game despite the score. V's with a valiant effort and answering with some physicality of their own as Olmsted. He'll pass to Morris. Morris. He'll stop. A couple of hits, and Buccaneers back the other way. Mahoney. He'll be contested. V's parents and fans alike applauding the defensive efforts. And that shot in front is swallowed up by Max Reed. He's pitched a shutout for the period thus far, 2:57 remaining. And you've got to wonder, this late You have to wonder this late in the game if pulling the goalie is even on the mind of the head coach of the V's. I would imagine it's not, considering the 4-goal lead, but will be interesting to see as this game winds down. As Ayet tried a shot there. Prohim tried to center it, and it is dumped across, and no delay there, but it does go out of play. We will do a face-off one more time. 2:44 remaining in this one. Back down to Murphy. Murphy will take a shot, and that hit the pad of Reed and the post, and back into the corner. McKellen back to Murphy. Murphy with another shot, patted away by Reed. And back the other way come the V's. Yules Jari eventually gains the zone in there. He'll dump, chase, center it for Saulnier, but a skater of the Buccaneers had his number. Probert. He'll take it, try a move, but it is thwarted by Ayet. Ayet tried to get it to Yules Jari there. And McKellen tried to carry it to the glove side of Reed, but was thwarted by some V's. Ayet. Pass down, tried to get it to Cuomo. Or Cound, rather. My apologies. Cound with some pressure on Myra. Another shot by Parsons there. Parsons has been trying to make a name for himself on those hits, as Cound hits another Buccaneer. Sequence of hits as Hall went for a shot, and that one is blocked. Oh, a pass in front, and we will get a stoppage. It looks like we'll get some extracurricular activity, and it's simmered back down. And it looks like McKellen Parsons will skate to the box for a cross-check. Probert will also skate to the box, so it looks like we'll have 4-on-4 hockey to end this very physical game. Some chirps from the penalty box from both teams. Oh, it is still 5-on-5, it looks like. It looks like there'll just probably be some game misconducts at this point in the game. Still 5-on-5 hockey, as Bailey takes it at the other end. Theoropoulos sticks it away. Bailey, the pass back down, and Kowarski. Kowarski makes a couple moves, looks for options, and that pass is not well received. The passing game of the V's is definitely something they'll need to go back and look to the drawing board with, as it is taken the other way. Morris will take a shot, and that is taken care of by the glove of Fitzgerald. And with 36.4 seconds left in this one, Fitzgerald thus far has pitched a nice shutout for himself. And it looks like the Martello Bucks will improve to 10-6 on the season. And that will tie them with the Kings Hockey Club, I do believe, as little Joseph Ayet. He'll take a shot, but it's just patted away. The brother of Henry Ayet of the V's. Again, we said earlier in the broadcast, as that slapper by Murphy is gloved away by Max Reed. He was just called up last game as he gets a pat on the head by Dodge there. Definitely the smallest player on the ice, but the biggest heart so far. He's had quite a couple shots on goal so far. As Montburquette, that shot is blocked away. Murphy, shot from the point, goes just wide. Taken off the glass, and that will do it, ladies and gentlemen. A 4-0 win for the Buccaneers. Very dominant win, if I do say so myself. V's had a couple of great looks. It was a very physical game, specifically on some of those nasty hits by Parsons. But that will do it here from High Button Sports. My name is Killian Powers. The cameraman, my broadcast colleague, Theo Iachu. And we will see you next week. Thank you so much. Have a good night.